Good morning, Jana here with Jana's Quilt Shop. Well, it's time for Monday morning tidbit again, and I've got a good one for you. I tell you what, I love this fabric that came in. There's 4 colorways in it. Look at this fabric. It's got a dinner plate here. It's got flowers, farm scene. I mean, it's so pretty. I just knew that I had to do something with it. So there's a red version. There is a brown version. Look how pretty. There's a beautiful bird in there. The prints are about the same, but they're different colors. There's the brown. Oh, look at this blue. Beautiful blue. I'm making the project today out of that, and I'll show you. Then here's the orange. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Any of these would make what I'm going to show you very nicely, I think. So I've needed a small casserole carrier, and here's what I came up with. Is this cute? Isn't that cute? Very concise, very small, just holds one of the round. I have the rectangle ones, needed a smaller one, I mean. So you can put this on your arm, carry other dishes while you're carrying this. I'll show you more about that in a second. But to do this project, I'm gonna show you the measurements. And if you wanna do it, you cut it and do it just like this. The top will be 30 by 30. 30 inches by 30 inches. The lining also, which I make a contrasting fabric, and this one you can see the red check there. And then also you will need batting. I will show you about the batting in a second. But then you'll make a handle and you'll cut it this size right here, which is 2.5 by 16. The circles that I'm going to show you in a second, you want 2 of those cut 2 by 4.5. That's what you need for fabric, okay? You can see that this is a free pattern. Sometimes I have patterns that I sell, but this one is a free pattern. So I'm just going to show you that. If you come in to buy the fabric or whatever, I'll have that. But the batting I'm talking about is Insulite Bright batting, and it reflects hot or cold. So if you wanted to put something cold in this and carry it, it would also keep it cold longer, but also keeps hot products hot longer. And it's also, you can wash and dry this, so you can throw it in there when you get something on it and reuse it. So we sell these by the bag in the shop, and we sell it by the yard, so you can buy it either way. The bag is really easier to go with. Okay, so this, I'm going to show you the straps and all that. But here's the lining I chose for this one. This is already cut 30 by 30. And then here's the outside. Isn't that cute? I love the blue. Of course, I would love the blue more than any. And then I already have my batting cut. But you can see when you know you've got this, because you can see the silver shining here. That's what keeps it hot or cold. Okay, and with the project, you will need a matching thread. And I use my walking foot to sew it. Okay, it's not that it won't sew the other way, but this walking foot just makes it a little easier. It pulls everything from the top and the bottom at the same time. Okay, so the first thing to do is, we have all this cut already. So the next thing to do is I want to adhere my top piece to my batting. I've already pressed everything, if it stayed pressed good for me. There we go. Line it up. It should be even with the batting, and I'll show you how to do this real quick. Keep it all flat. All right, line it up good. So I want to use this basting adhesive. So I don't worry about it getting on things because I spray it. I'll show you. I only do half at a time. So I'm gonna fold this back half. And I want to get the edges, but it'll fog if you're not careful. But I'm very careful with it. The middle is what I'm worried about more than anything. So you want to get a good coverage on it. The outer edges are sewn down, but this is to keep from quilting it. If I do this, it stays to that. I don't have to quilt it. I will start pressing out with my hands from the center out. Then I'm going to flip it, and there's a little section over here that I couldn't reach, but now I can. So I'm going to get it ready, and you can tell where the glue is stopped there, and you just start back from that. I don't want to get it on my cutting mat. If you're worried about it, put an old trash bag under around the edges there so that it won't get on anything. Okay, so then I do the same thing. I start with the middle, pull it out, and I've got that glued to that. Okay. All right. I'll let that float a little bit there. I can trim that off. Okay, the next step would be to put your lining, which is this so pretty, the lining right sides together with your top. If you've ever made a pillow or anything that you have to turn, make sure you put RST, right sides together. Okay, so you do that, you're gonna pin it and you're gonna stitch all the way around. All right, I'm not gonna sew all this because this is easy. You're gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna show you the bag. Let's close up the basting spray. We sell the basting spray here. If you don't have any and you'd like to have some, we have basting spray. Okay, so this is the handle. This was what I gave you. It's 16 inches long. And so you, on the wrong side, to make it a little more secure, well, I don't have this cut to form, so I will need to cut this. Let's cut this even to the, it should be cut 2.5 by 16. Now, it doesn't reach all the way out, so I'm going to put another piece and just overlap that a little. And this is probably a scrap piece of my pillow I had. Okay, now we're going to iron that on the handle. There we go. All right, and the handle's done by picking that up, pressing it in half. Press it in half, and then you're going to press the side up to that middle. Okay, then you're going to take this other side up to the middle. Get a little steam going there. All right, then you're going to just go to the middle, make our handle. Okay, I'm not going to stitch it out because you know you're going to stitch down the open side first, flip it, and top stitch the other side. Then you've got your handle. Then you've got your 2 tabs. I'll show you what these are for in a sec, but you're going to do the same thing. Press in half. Bring each half up to that. Do one side and then the other one is easier. You have to keep your fingers back or you get burnt in this. Okay, we're about to get it. Then I'm going to show you how to assemble it. Okay, so you're going to do 2 of these. All right, so you're going to do the same thing you did on the handle, so down one side and then the other. All right, let me close this up because that could be a hazard there. All right, let me just show you how it all goes together. This is the fun part. It doesn't take long to make these. You can make several of these for gifts. Make great Christmas presents. Okay, so look here, let me show you. This is what it is. Pretend this is a casserole pan, and it's about that size. I have several glass ones. You just put the lid on, they're about this size. You do your corn, your casserole, whatever you're putting in there, you set it in there, and it closes up. Let me show you how it closes, and then we'll go with exactly how to put these on. So you're going to slide the handle over a ring we have on the opposite side, and you're going to slide the handle over this one. Okay, that's all there is to it. And then you fold these over so that it stays, the heat or cold stays in there, whichever one you're doing. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's finish it out. Let's get our casserole carrier out of there. So to put the handle on, you're going to fold this in half. You've got all this together. You've sewn it like we did here. You round the corners a little. Then you turn it and top stitch it. So I've just top stitched the edges. That's why I use the walking foot to top stitch that. So now we're ready to put the handle on. We're folded in half. We mark it. And then you sew your handle. You turn one edge under. And then I use a zigzag stitch. You do that and you do it on the opposite side. Okay, see that zigzag stitch there? I secured that really good on that side and on this side. On the outside, it doesn't show because I use matching thread. It does not show very well. Okay, that's what you want. Okay, to do the round ends, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna mark it half. Probably best to mark both sides before you put your handles on. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. So you mark those, and then you take your round tab and you fold that under, and you're going to lap it over like that, and you're going to put it on. And to sew it on, you're going to have to move this up and zigzag over that. Here's what I did. See the zigzag in there? You put that on this side, and you do one on this side. You zigzag them together so there's no raw edges. It's not going to rip out. They're very good and sound. And you don't want them to pull out, because if you did, your glass casserole bowl would get messed up. So here we go. It's in there. You got your handle sewn on now. You take your handle through one ring. It doesn't matter which one first. And then you take your handle through the other ring. You got that. Just give your flap a fold over, and you got a pretty casserole carrier. Everywhere you go, they're gonna know where you bought that. And you can say, I made it. If you're doing like craft shows and stuff and want something to sell, those would go nicely. And this fabric goes right along with the plan, with the plates, the kitchen, the farm scene, the birds. Look at that. So we have, this is the red one that I showed you. We have the orange. Here's the blue one that I'm working on that I will need to finish out because I want to keep this one for myself. There's brown, and the orange is so pretty. Okay, so there you go. That's the tidbit for today. If you need help with it, want to buy some fabric and somebody help you, come by and we'll have this little pattern that I've drawn out here and know exactly how much to get you for your fabric, and we'll help you with it, okay? All right, I know it's time to start making our Christmas gifts, and you can make several of these in a day. Okay, that's my tidbit for today. If you have any questions or anything, call the shop at 972-5543. Have a great Monday.